Welcome to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, featuring the head coach of Nicholls State University Baseball, Seth Thibodeaux. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. The Seth Thibodeaux Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. Hello and welcome to our season debut. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. Coming up, we'll bring you highlights from this past weekend series against Southland champion Sam Houston State and a whole lot more. Right now, though, our own Beatrice Beard brings you up to date on the roller coaster Colonel season so far.
The Nicholls baseball team is coming off their first 30-win campaign since 1993, including a school record 21 Southland Conference wins that earned them a second-place finish and earned Seth Thibodeaux the Southland Coach of the Year award. The squad started the 2015 season red hot, but with a lot of new faces and several key players returning, the Colonels are working to find a chemistry. The Red and Gray opened the season taking a home series from America East favorite Stony Brook. The momentum would stay with the Colonels as they defeated second-ranked LSU in Baton Rouge. The squad also took 3 of 4 from the Pac-12's Utah Utes, but Nicholls faltered late against number 25 Tulane, starting a run of trouble that has seen the squad drop 6 of their last 11 games. As they entered conference play, the young team hit bumps in the road, but Thibodaux expected no different.
These guys are coming along pretty good. They're starting to understand the game of baseball together. It's hard. You don't just click like that. Baseball doesn't allow you to do that. So these guys' chemistry is coming. It's coming. We've played some really tough baseball games. We've played a heck of a schedule so far. We've seen the highs. We've seen the lows. We've seen some inconsistencies there. But again, I don't want to be the hottest team in the country in March. I want to make sure we're playing our best baseball at the right time, and we will be.
After claiming a 3-game set at Abilene Christian to open up Southland play, Nicholls faced a pair of preseason league favorites, and that would prove to be no easy task. Texas A&M Corpus Christi took 2 of 3 from the Colonels in Thibodaux before defending Southland champion Sam Houston took 2 of 3 in Huntsville. Nicholls has struggled with offensive production in league play, scoring just 17 runs in 8 games. Senior catcher Christian Correa is one of the few returning position starters and has been solid behind the plate. With all the new faces in the starting lineup, Correa thinks the team still determines their fate.
Knowing our game and knowing that we control every game and we have to come out with energy and get going and get on a little roll, like I said. Oh, the chemistry of this team is great. Everybody gets along. Everybody's together. Everybody enjoys every day being out here.
Chemistry doesn't come easy, and with a young squad, the Colonels will have to continue to work together if they want to fight for a spot at the top of the conference. While the offense for the Colonels is taking time to get going, the pitching has been a solid contributor to the success of the squad. Picking up where they left off last year, the staff holds the best ERA in the Southland Conference. Going into the weekend, it was 8th in the nation at 2.06. Junior lefty Grant Bourne has been a key element for the Colonels with 39 strikeouts and a 1.19 ERA. With plenty of baseball still to play, Bourne believes the pitching will only continue to improve.
As the season continues with the pitching staff, I feel like our relievers get more comfortable with their roles. Our starters get more comfortable with their routines. So I feel like, there are going to be some bumps in the road, but our pitching staff's solid. We all know what our jobs are by now, and it's our job to go out there and make it happen.
Thank you so much, Beatrice. We appreciate it. When we come back here on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, we'll be joined by the man himself, Southland Head Coach of the Year, Seth Thibodeaux. That's coming up next.
Our journey to patient-centered excellence is fueled by strong leadership and driven by a passionate team working together to deliver the highest quality, safest care, constantly adding more services, physicians, and technology, ensuring you have an outstanding patient experience. As a result, thousands have made us the most preferred hospital. Patient-centered excellence. At Thibodaux Regional, it's not a destination. It's a journey driven by one purpose, you.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day.
And get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Back here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. I'm Mike Wagenheim, alongside the Southland Coach of the Year, Seth Thibodeaux. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach.
Wax, thanks for having me.
As we mentioned in the first segment, a roller coaster ride of a season so far, ups and downs. But I think with the young team, that was to be expected, and I think we can expect better things ahead.
Yeah, we're certainly a work in progress, but I think after the first third of the season, we figured out some things about ourselves. And with this, new players are all over the place. See, last year there were seniors everywhere. Now we have some transfer guys in, some freshmen in. Those guys are going to peak and they're going to valley, and so you have to learn your team, you have to learn about yourself in that first third of the season, and we certainly have, and we're in a position right now to definitely make a run in our league.
2 out of the first 3 weekends in the Southland, you take on the 2 teams that were picked to finish at the top of the league in Corpus Christi and Sam Houston, which we'll talk about in a moment. So at least you cleared those games off the schedule.
Yeah, we did. We had a long road trip to Abilene, and we had 2 of the better teams in our league. So we're right there with them. We know where we need to get to be playing at our best baseball, but I look forward to hopefully playing those guys again in the postseason.
You'd have to play a doubleheader on Friday at Sam Houston. Weather has really affected your schedule. I think there have been 6 or 7 games already, either postponed or canceled due to rain. Nothing you can do about it, though.
No, everyone's going through that. This team, though, needs to play as much as possible, and so I'm glad we're finally getting in that position to play, but we certainly can't afford any right now, but everyone's dealing with this mess right now for sure.
Twin bill on Friday out to Don Sanders Stadium in Huntsville, Texas. Let's take a look. Colonel Lefty Grant Bourne entered the weekend number 6 in the Southland in earned run average and 2nd in strikeouts. Tough start in game 1 on Friday. Bearcat leadoff man Bryce Johnson delivers a base hit to start the first. Bourne would not yield a hit for another 6 1/3 innings, but Johnson advanced to third on a sac bunt and wild pitch and then scores on Travis Lee's grounder to short that resulted in an error. Colonels trail 1-0. Nichols led the nation in double plays turn last year. Bourne induces Trevor Winnie into the twin killing to get out of the first. Tight strike zone in this one. Bourne walks the bases loaded in the third, but he gets Winnie looking at strike 3 to retire the side. Bourne walked 6. He had only walked 7 all year coming in. Nichols trying to get something going off of Cat southpaw Andrew Godale. Just 2 hits through the first 4 innings, but Joey Morales, the freshman shortstop, notches a 2-out triple in the 5th. That's the first 3-bagger of his young career. Godale surrendered only 5 hits in 7 innings of work. Justin Holt at the plate. Morales trying to score on the pitch in the dirt, but it's ruled out. It looked like he got in there. It's not to be. Colonel still down a run. Into the 7th we go. Justin Smith in scoring position after a 1-out double. Tanner Vanderveer hits one back through the box. Smith scores. Ball game tied at 1. Vanderveer was the only Colonel with multiple hits, going 2 for 4. Still tied in the bottom of the 9th. Runners at the corners with 2 gone, and Miles Manning makes his way to the plate, and he delivers the base hit here to score Wyatt Powell, and that's your ball game, 2-1. Sam Houston. Grant Bourne with 5 straight quality starts and only 1 win to show for it. Anthony Pasaka picked up the victory for Sam Houston, tossing 2 scoreless, hitless innings of relief. The name of the game there, Seth, opportunities. They presented themselves for the Colonels, just didn't take advantage.
When you look at it, a mature club, a team that's playing its best baseball probably wins that game 3-0. We had a pickoff play early in the game and an error in the first inning. We don't get out off the field. It should be 0-0, and then we may have lost one there when our guy gets a kick at the plate when Morales hits a triple.
You lost one, I'll say it.
Okay, there you go. We lost a run there, and that's frustrating, but we fight back because we do have character and we do have some guys with some fire in them, and we fight back and tie it in a tough moment. And we just don't get it done in the 9th inning, and that's the frustrating part. And you have to make sure all those things work for you when you're on the road, and we're still learning that, but we're getting there, and I'm excited about that.
I'll tell you something, Grant Bourne did an outstanding job adjusting to a very tight zone.
A very tight zone. He was getting frustrated early. It was some pitches that we felt like should have been called, but it's part of it. It's part of the game, and it's not our job to, or it's not the umpire's job to adjust to the players. It's ours to adjust to him, and he did a phenomenal job. It just shows his maturity and his competitive nature to be able to adjust to that on the road in tough conditions and pitch a gem just like he did, and he deserved that win. Unfortunately, he didn't get it.
Yeah, his time is coming, that's for sure. Game 2 on Friday. Mark Frazier takes the bump for Nichols, and nothing went right in the first inning. 3 straight hits for Sam Houston, including the RBI single for Bryce Johnson. Chasing in Colt Atwood, Frazier loaded the bases with a walk before fanning Dylan Ebbs for the first out, but then he walked Spence Ram to force in Zach Smith, and Nichols down by 2. Got worse before it got better. After a strikeout of Hunter Corson, Frazier plunks Colin Yelich. That brings home Johnson for run number 3. And then the Game 1 hero for Sam Houston State, Miles Manning, comes back to the plate, and he would leg out an infield hit on a bang-bang play. It's a 4-run, 4-hit, 10-batter inning for Sam Houston. Into the second we go here, and Joey Morales, talked about him a moment ago, just such great range at shortstop. He takes away a hit from Johnson. This kid is going to be so much fun to watch over the next 3+ years. But after a hit and a walk, Ram hits one through the right side, scoring Travis Lee. It's 5-0 Sam Houston. Ram went 3 for 3 with a pair of RBIs. The next batter is Hunter Corson. Base hit plates Ebbs. Frazier with his roughest outing to date, 4 2/3 innings, 6 runs, 10 hits. Meanwhile, Cap courtsider Logan Boyd, tough customer, perfect one time through the order. Darius Knight, though, leads off the 4th with a bunt single. The Colonels wind up loading the bases with no outs, a shot to get back in it, but they settle for just 1 run. It comes on this Justin Smith sac fly as Knight crosses. Nichols just 1 for 11. With runners in scoring position, they were 2 for 17 in the doubleheader. The Nichols bullpen did a nice job. Cole Stapler induces a double play ball off the bat of Ebbs in the 6th. Stapler combines with Zach Fiak and Jason McDonald to limit Sam Houston to 2 hits and no runs over the final 3 1/3 innings. But a terrific 8-inning outing for Boyd, and then Sam Odom slams the door in the 9th as Eagle Westney bounces out. The Colonels fall by a final of 6-1. Mark Frazier's been pretty solid for you this year, Coach. Just didn't have it early on in this one.
He gets the bases loaded and the ball doesn't leave the infield and we give up 4 runs. That can't happen. And that's part of learning it. That's part of Frazier learning to be a weekend starter. And then the next inning we have 2 outs on 2 pitches and they put up a 2 spot. That just can't happen. That's just a competitive Division I athlete cannot allow that to happen. So when you're new at it, you're going to have to go through that growing pain, and we certainly did. But you know what? After that, we pitched lights out the rest of the game, and our bullpen kept us where it needed to be. We load up the bases, and we need to get more than just 1. It's the inevitable, too. We have to make sure that 2 runs are scored there, worst case scenario. And we did have some other opportunities. We didn't get it done. It certainly didn't define our club because we put ourselves in some situations. But moving forward, I told our club we have to make sure we put ourselves in successful situations, not always put yourself in a situation where you have to work extremely hard to get the win. So, but I like, the learning aspect of that, and I like how we competed on the road in that next game.
The worst part, I thought, was you had to sit around the hotel all day Saturday and stew about it because of the rain. You don't get to take the field for another couple days.
As bad as a loser as I am, I have to think about it 24 more hours. So, but then it gave me an opportunity to think about our club a little more and our club to relax a little bit and think about it as well. So if you look for a positive, our guys definitely got something out of it.
Going up against Sam Houston right-hander Ryan Brindley, Nichols wasted no time on Sunday in the series finale. In the first inning, 2 hits and a walk load the bases. Up steps Christian Correa. Ground ball to third for a force out, but Hunter Corson throws it away, allowing the inning to continue. Gavin Webby scores and everyone else moves up an extra station, and the Bearcats would pay dearly for that mistake because the next man up is Seth Stevens, and he crushes this pitch over the right field wall. A 3-run bomb. It's the first long ball of the year for Stevens, and Nichols puts together a 4-run, 4-hit first inning. Brindley was pulled after facing one more batter. Colonel right-hander Justin Sinibaldi started the weekend with the league's second-best ERA. He gets some help from his defense here. Joey Morales again, the dive and stop. He takes away a hit from Colin Yelich. But 2 batters later, Colt Atwood with a base hit to center field, and that would wind up chasing in Corson coming up here. That makes it 4-1. Atwood had a big day, 3 hits on Sunday in the series finale. Zach Smith would come up next, and he would flare one down the left field line. This is a double, and it would score Miles Manning. After that, Bryce Johnson registers a ground-out RBI. The Colonel lead gets cut to one run here after the third. Meanwhile, Bearcat southpaw Hayden Nixon was a beast. He tosses 8 1/3 scoreless innings out of the pen, allowing just 2 hits. He gets Kyle Reese on the comebacker in the 5th, and then Mark Frazier DHing in this game. Fans him. Nichols would have to make those 4 early runs stand up. Would they be able to do so? Sinibaldi lasted 5 innings. Ryan Deems pitched the next 2. He got out of trouble in the 6th and then induces a 6-3 double play to end the 7th. Stuart Holmes inherits a mess in the 8th, but the Southland's leader in saves gets Trevor Winnie to ground into the twin killing. And then, with 2 on in the 9th, the Colonel's able to turn another double play. Remember, this club led the nation in double plays turn last year. Right here, this is your ball game. Nichols wins it by a final of 4-3, and Coach, it made that bus ride home from Huntsville a lot easier to take.
It really did. I just really like how our guys fought their tails off on a Sunday in a tough situation at Sam Houston, with their backs against the wall after sitting in the hotel for 24 hours. It was really fun to see the leadership, the competitive nature, and you're right, it did make that bus drive a little bit sweet on the way home.
Yeah, you got the early runs, and the pitching staff pitching in tight situations, especially Holmes there at the end, just did a phenomenal job.
They absolutely did. We got the big blow early. Seth Thibodeaux was awesome for us to be able to do that right there in that situation. A junior coming through, a guy that's been here in the program for 3 years, to deliver that big blow. And then, we knew that we had our pin. We had to change our lineup a little bit, get our matchup right. We got some lefties in there, and it certainly paid off. And then they brought in a lefty that just pitched his tail off and kept him in there the entire time. What I'd like to have back is that opportunity when we had a runner at third base after a leadoff double by Hope. Reese has got to be a better hitter there. That's learning. He's still learning. He's a new player here. But I'd like to have that run right there. It changes a lot, but for us to turn the double plays, and my goodness, how many big situations defensively is Joey Morales going to be in as an 18-year-old, So it's fun to see them get better and better and better. Those double plays weren't turned about a month ago, and now they're getting turned. But Stu Holmes never panicked. Ryan Deems never panicked. They just pitched because they knew they were going to take care of business. And Stu came in after the 8th inning and said, "Boys, this thing's open." And everybody in the dugout knew it. And even though there were a couple of guys on there, it didn't faze him at all. He knew he was getting the ground ball, and so did our infielders, and we took care of it, and it was a great turn by the middle.
Yeah, you just feel like when Holmes comes into the game, it's over.
You really do, and I'm excited that he continues to get saved right here, and I hope that we can continue to put him in those situations because we want him on the field in that moment.
Well, we take a look at the Southland standings through this past weekend. Southeastern Louisiana is a half game in front of McNeese State and Northwestern State. Central Arkansas and Sam Houston State are still within striking distance. Houston Baptist, Nichols, and Abilene Christian round out the top 8. How about HBU sweeping UCA this past weekend? Corpus Christi has been on a slide, meanwhile, since the Colonels beat them last Sunday. Folks, we're going to take a timeout here on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center at Thibodaux Regional. We'll be back with more in a moment. Back here with you on the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Coach, you got Southeastern Louisiana on the docket this weekend. Your former employer, in fact, and a rival of the Colonels since way back when. I know this is the team every player on your club before the season, when they're asked, what's the one team you want to beat this year? Southeastern is always the answer.
Sure, they humbled us a little bit on the last game 3 of the series, in an intense series like it always is, but you know, Matt Riser's the head coach there, and I actually coached Matt in junior college. So, and I worked there. So it's always a nice rivalry. It's always a lot of fun. It brings a little fire, but I got to make sure that I keep these guys focused and make sure we understand how important each pitch is in each game.
We'll talk a little bit more coming up here, folks. A new era is underway in Nichols football with a new head coach. Here's Joanna Ducree.
The Nichols State football team started back practicing a few weeks ago to prepare for the spring under first-year head coach Tim Rebo.
This spring during practice, we've really been, installing an entire new offense. It's very up-tempo, focusing on getting the ball into our playmakers' hands early, letting them be playmakers. It's very spread, but it's also very balanced, running the ball with our great running backs. The offense is getting better every day. Defense is getting better every day. They have some new schemes that they're putting in, and just a lot of great things to look forward to.
The Nichols Football Club ended their 2014 year with an 0-12 season, but a new coaching staff was brought in 2015.
Oh man, Coach Rebo is great, very energetic, very competitive. He's always screaming about the intensity in practice. He wants us to stay up. He's very motivating, and we know that he's a winner, so we're following him. And our team motto this year is actually being all in. So that's very important. That's the first thing he was trying to implement to us, is to buy into what he's telling us. Up-tempo offense, great plays, exciting plays. We're going to actually look like we know what we're doing because we've been working on the offense and defense every day. And come out and just see a great show.
Before the spring practices started, Rebo promoted the idea of a renewed Nichols football program.
Good things are happening at Nichols, which they have a lot of things going on here, but in the football program, good things are going to happen. It will take a little time. I mean, I'm not going to say, how many wins you're going to have next year, but the reception has been good, and people know, sometimes change. Some people don't like change, and this thing, we're hoping the change is going to be a good thing.
The annual spring game is this Saturday at 10 a.m., and the Colonels' home opener is scheduled for October 3rd against McNeese State at John L. Guidry Stadium. Reporting for the Seth Thibodeaux Show, I'm Joanna Ducree.
Thank you so much, Joanna. Back here with baseball head coach Seth Thibodeaux, and of course, you have ties to the football program as well. Byron Cobb plays on both squads, and head coach Tim Rebo, his son Tyler, plays for you as well.
He does. I'm so happy Coach Rebo's here. We have a lot in common, and he's brought some fire to the area and the program. There's some energy. It's fun to have him here.
Coach, we're going to talk more about what's to come here for Nichols baseball. We got to take a quick time out, though, first. You're tuned in to the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
Our journey to patient-centered excellence is fueled by strong leadership and driven by a passionate team working together to deliver the highest quality, safest care, constantly adding more services, physicians, and technology, ensuring you have an outstanding patient experience. As a result, thousands have made us the most preferred hospital. Patient-centered excellence. At Thibodaux Regional, it's not a destination. It's a journey driven by one purpose, you.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Back with you, wrapping up the Seth Thibodeaux Show, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. Big weekend coming up here. You got Southeastern Louisiana, Coach. Before that, though, UL Lafayette on Wednesday night playing at their place. And you like to pack this schedule. It is a difficult schedule.
It is, but boy, you got to get ready to play every. I love that. I love playing UL Lafayette at their place. Other than the fact that it is home for me and I have a lot of family there, I love the intensity of that ballpark. It feels like you're in a regional game. I have a lot of respect for Coach Robichaux. He's a very dear friend of mine and a mentor for me. So, but then we got the Lions this weekend, and it's a critical Southland weekend for us. But you know, every game we play, we want to win. So we're excited about our challenge this week. It's going to be a big one for us.
We got you covered this weekend as the Colonels take on Southeastern. The Friday and Sunday games in Thibodaux can be heard live on KNSU 91.5 FM. You can also watch both of those contests live online on Colonels All Access. Saturday's matchup in Hammond will air on KTIB 640 AM. And a reminder, folks, you can follow the Nichols baseball team and all 14 of our athletic programs through our social media outlets, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. You've gotten a little bit more active on social media, Coach.
Oh, my goodness. I guess I'm making sure my players don't do anything silly and making sure guys are recruiting. You know, that it also in recruiting, if we're recruiting someone, they're putting something on Twitter. It's dangerous, but you know, Twitter's like a resume now. So you got to make sure you're active with this new age a little bit. But I don't know how active I am or how good I am at it, but I'm definitely on it. So.
You can find Coach Tib on Twitter at Coach_Tib.
Don't expect a whole lot of excitement coming out of my Twitter page.
Time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. You're either local or you're not. Louisiana's Best can be found at your local Rouse's or at Rouse's.com. This week it's Alexis Huss, the junior infielder from Frankfort, Illinois, had a monster performance in the softball team's win over Corpus Christi on Saturday, going 4 for 5 with 2 doubles and the game-winning home run. She batted in 4 runs and scored 3. Folks, for all the up-to-date information on Nichols Athletics, check out our website, GoColonels.com. That's GEAUX, GoColonels.com. Coach, softball team is on a roll. Football team getting going, some energy around. Every program that does well here, it just carries over to everybody else.
It's so much fun for our university. It's so much fun to be a part of it, and I'm excited about what we're going to finish off with this spring.
Coach, we look forward to a great season coming up here. He is the head coach of the Colonels, Seth Thibodeaux. We're going to talk to you each and every week as we head right to the Southland Tournament and hopefully beyond. We'll talk to you again coming up next week. Until then, take care. Today's show has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, dedicated to patient-centered excellence. This program has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.